guys, the Reckless Retiree here. And you may have remembered one of my previous videos where I filled a blue exercise ball with HHO. And then when I got it full, I was a little afraid of it. Because you may have also seen the video where I took a 6-inch balloon full of HHO, put it in my burn barrel, and blew the lid off of it about 10 feet. And that was just 6 inches. The exercise ball was about 16 inches. So I was a little nervous with that. And so I invited a friend, Drew, to come and shoot it with his crossbow from a distance in case even shooting it would cause it to explode. The friction of the arrow against the plastic. Could happen, I guess. Anyway, thankfully it didn't blow up and it deflated, and now I have it repaired. I have the same check valve in it to fill it up with, and now I have this valve. I put a barb fitting in one of the holes, and I have this valve. It's a gas valve that I can shut off and fill it up and then open it up, and I plan on using one of those helium tank valves where I can fill up balloons with hydrogen. And one of the reasons I want to do this is because there is a lack of helium. I don't know if you've noticed that in the various places that sell helium balloons, like at Kroger. Last time I was there was a sign that said no helium. And helium is a rare commodity, but hydrogen you can make. You can't make helium. It's a byproduct of oil in the ground or something. I don't really quite understand the chemistry behind it, but I do know that it's a naturally occurring and therefore rare. So, it seems to me that we need to have a substitute replacement for helium. Well, hydrogen, of course, you know, is flammable. If you've seen the video of the Hindenburg, people say it's explosive. Well, it probably would be explosive if you pressurized it to great pressures and then lit it. But just like gunpowder, when you lay a strip of line of gunpowder on the ground and light it, it just goes, it burns, but it doesn't blow up. You put that inside of a shell with a bullet on the end. It's now held in a very tight space. And so when it ignites, it builds up a very great pressure, and that's what causes it to explode. Well, it's similar with hydrogen. So I have this idea that I'm experimenting with. I have other videos that I've made where I'm testing balloons that are filled with various gases, really just air and helium up to this point, with flame, putting it in a flame, like a candle. I have a board set up like a birthday cake. Has 20 candles in it. And I take the balloon and hold it up against those candles and see what will happen. And I had one balloon which was a double filled, well, it was a double balloon, okay? It was a balloon within a balloon. And the inside balloon, well, in that case, both were air. And so then when I touched that balloon to the flame, the outer balloon burst and put the flame out, and then the inner balloon was not at risk anymore. Now, I haven't done this yet with the birthday cake of candles, but I did do it with a single candle. So anyway, my idea is fill the inner balloon with hydrogen, which will give it lift, and put a layer of carbon dioxide in a second balloon out, around surrounding the hydrogen. So then, if this contacts something, a flame of some kind, it will burst the CO2 balloon first, and that CO2 will put the flame out. Now, in the earlier experiments, I had air in both balloons, and the air put the flame out. Now we all know the air has oxygen, and air feeds a fire, but it's the pressure of it, like you're blowing the candles out. But I thought to take it to a next level, CO2 is actually used to put fires out. You have CO2 extinguishers. And what that does is it smothers the fire, preventing the air from getting to it. So that's my idea. You'll have a double balloon, the outer balloon CO2, the inner balloon hydrogen. The hydrogen causes it to lift. The CO2 causes it to put the flame out if it hits flame. So I have to experiment with these hydrogen balloons, and I have to make them. But the problem is my HHO cell doesn't have the pressure to blow up a balloon. And so my idea is to fill this exercise ball with hydrogen, and then I plan on putting it in a 55-gallon drum which has the ends cut off, and then I plan on putting a round board that fits the inside of the fits the inside of the 55-gallon drum, which will sit on top of the exercise ball, and then put weights on that. And so then I can pressurize the hydrogen gas to a set pressure by putting that much weight on top of the ball. So that's my one plan to do, and that's what I'm working on here. So I went in and I got some, this nozzle for my air compressor is a little too large for this hose, but I'm thinking if I put the hose in some hot water and soften it up, that I can get it to go on. So we'll see if that actually works. And then the idea is to fill this balloon up with air and see if I have sealed it properly so it doesn't leak. Okay, let's see if this goes on here now. Yes, it does. Okay, here we go. Well, that's disappointing. I got a leak. This patch is not holding. Very disappointing. So I've got to redo that. He says. Very disappointing. Okay, well, I'll get on that, and I will get back to you when it is patched again.